this time. All right. This is Nimbus Intuition coming to you once again. All right. So this month is a month of no as we fast from sex. We're saying no to ourselves. We're saying no to sex. We're saying no to our bodies when we're triggered to want sex, to want to engage in sexual activity. We are saying no to it. So that's what this month is going. That's what's happening this month. That's what's going on this month. And I hope you all are successful and are sticking with that. Know that if you have, fallen and then not been successful, it's okay. Go ahead and get yourself up, brush yourself off, and then keep going. All right. And so don't stop. If you've had a weak moment and you succumb to the temptation, just keep going. All right. We make mistakes, but the important part is to keep at it. If this is what you want to do, keep going. All right. We are human. All right. It's all right. All right. So, today, before we get started, let's think about good things. Let's not skip this. Look, let's think about good things. What makes you smile? What's that thing that makes you smile? You got a video that you watch that makes you smile. Think about that. What makes you laugh? What's that joke or that embarrassing moment that makes you laugh when you think about it? Think about that. And what makes you feel really good, like you're floating? Think about that. Think about that. Think about that. All right. Okay, so today I want to talk to the women. I guess men, you might get something out of it, but this is something that I see women doing. Maybe men do it, but I just don't see it. But women, I don't even know. Let me think about this for a minute, because I'm seeing this and I don't like it. It pertains to this month, and I'm gonna tell you how. Never beg a man to be in your life. Did you? I hope you heard me. Do not beg a man to be in your life. Now, somebody might say, what do you mean? What are you talking about? Begging. Like, you might picture a woman literally begging a man, But no, that's not what I'm seeing. You might be thinking of 100 different scenarios. But begging is something that, I'm picking up. It's like, well, let me just say it like this. If you gotta say something like you on the runway and you got the whatever the gear is that they call a plane in with, and you like over here, then you're begging a man. If you are saying more than, you're begging a man if you are saying like directly, this, oh, look at me, this is look over here, like for real, like this is begging, right? And if you continuously in a man's face and he's not paying you attention, that's begging. That's how I can put it. I see this and I'm like, no. And so this is something I've talked about before. I haven't talked about it in this way or in this platform, but it's something I talked about before. But I talked about it with my young, ladies as they were teenagers and stuff like that. Because this is something that we have to teach young women. You don't beg a man. Okay, so I hope I was clear in how you know if you are doing so. because maybe you don't realize that you're doing so. Okay? I'll put it like this. The way that you approach a man, and like, you don't have to agree with me, but this is my thought, and you know, if you resonate, and you resonate, and if you're not, okay. Men are still the head of a relationship, right? The masculine energy is still the head of the relationship in certain senses, right? Now we're equal as far as the masculine and feminine coming together, but the man is supposed to lead the relationship, or the relationship doesn't really all the time go well. Now that's it's all kind of different relationships these days, and so maybe that's not all across the board, but in general, when the masculine energy leads the relationship, it's the best scenario. All right, because the feminine energy is more of the passive energy, while the masculine energy is the aggressive energy. Men go out and they hunt. Men go out and they earn. Men go out and they protect. Women nurture. So that's more of, you know, we're the receptive energy. So I want to clear that up for all y'all who want to say all of that. So because that is how it is, and you allow that man to come after you because that is the natural way. The man comes after you. Now, if you're interested in a man, it's okay to let that man know that you're interested. This can be done in a bunch of ways. Flirting, for instance. Giving hints and cues, for instance. A light touch might even be, you know, okay. And that's it. That's where it ends, because after that, you have alerted this man to your desire for him to come after you. Now, if after you've done this a few times and you are sure that that man has gotten the message that you are interested, then you now allow him to come after you. That's what you do. That is what men are made to do. This is how we are. This is just how we're made. He's to come after you. Now, I see women who are begging. So they flirted. They have already flirted with the man. They've already let the man know that they're interested. They've done all of the primping and prepping, and they've gotten themselves to look as great as they want and everything, you know, did all of that. And the man did not, you know, do anything about approaching them. The man did not try to get their attention. The man did not go after them. And at that point, the woman is supposed to say to themselves, okay, he's not interested in me. And so now I have to go about my life until I see someone else, or I meet someone else that I may be interested in. Or, you know, whatever it is, where you are not going to keep focusing on this man who is not interested. That's how it goes. You allow him to know that you're interested, and then give him an opportunity to do something about it. If he does not, then that tells you what you need to know. And then you go move on from that. What happens when you beg a man? Now, and the begging is when you've allowed this time for the man to do something about it and he doesn't. And then you're like, okay, here I am, don't forget, here I am. What you do then is you disrupt the order of the masculine coming for the feminine. What you do is try to force a situation what you do when you do that is, put yourself in a situation. I always say it like that. So what I've seen, and I know I'm going to get flack for this, but that's okay because I grew up in New York. What I've seen, and I've had a lot of male friends as well, what I've seen is that the women who beg men for attention.
Hello?
Yes.
Are you in the bathroom?
I'm still on, I'm recording right now. I'm right back here.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
Oh, you're on the phone, you said?
I'm recording.
Oh.
You need something?
To do your sugar.
I'm not diabetic.
You're not? Because I've been doing, but I'll let the nurse know.
I've never done that.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Okay, so when you put yourself in a situation when you beg a man, when you clearly have shown him your interest and he clearly has not responded to you and not come after you, you put yourself in a situation of being used. That's what I've seen time and time and time again. And this is not what we want, because what we want is to meet someone, to grow in a relationship, to eventually love them, to eventually, hopefully have that family and the marriage and the family and all of that. So we are not looking to be used, because people will, unfortunately, take that aggression, take that, will not, that's a man would, when a man does not come after you, he's giving you a silent no. So when you don't want to accept that no, he will use you. And when it comes to women and men, that's usually in the form of sex. So what I've seen time and time again is that when you beg a man for attention, when you beg a man to be with you, what you wind up getting is sex. You may get a couple dates out of it. You may get a little bit of attention. But what usually happens is he will use you. He will go ahead and sleep with you. He will go ahead and use you in other ways if that's possible. Money, maybe a place, whatever you have available. And then he'll go on to someone else because he was never interested in you, but you forced yourself on him. And so to avoid being used, to avoid being taken advantage of, when a man gives you a silent no, you have to accept it. You don't beg a man. And so I have to ask ladies out there, are you begging a man in your life? Has he not come after you, and then you made an issue to keep on going and keep on making an issue out of making sure that you were in his face, telling him things to get his attention, maybe being straight out flagrant with your actions with him, maybe wearing more cleavage, or being maybe giving him sexual innuendo, or whatever the case is. You know if you're doing this. Are you in that situation? Because if you are, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. Because yes, you may get his time for a minute or two, or maybe even a little longer. But when it comes down to it, if he really wanted to be with you, if he was really interested in you, he will come after you. Even if he's shy. Even if whatever you want to put behind it, if you have shown him that you're interested and that man is interested, he will find a way to come after you. And so never beg a man, because it's just a setup for disappointment. You have to, in this month of no, I'm going to remind women out there, when a man gives you a silent no, you have to learn how to accept that and then go ahead and move on. Otherwise, you're not going to be happy eventually by forcing yourself on that man. Because I know that some men won't, but some men will absolutely take advantage of that situation, because, that's what you're allowing to happen. All right? And so don't go around begging a man. All right? What we want to do instead is, like I said, you allow the man to know that you have interest, and then what you have to do is allow him to come after you. That's really it. And if he doesn't, you just have to accept that. It's really that simple. If he doesn't ever come after you, it's a no. And that's what this month is all about. We're saying no to our temptations and our bodies telling us, wanting to have that physical pleasure. But when it comes down to it in relationships, we have to learn how to accept a no if we get it. Otherwise, it's just wasted time and a setup for disappointment. So I'm just putting that out there. You either resonate with it or not, but I would love to know what you think about it. It's just what I've seen as I've grown up and had all these male friends. All right? You deserve someone who wants to be with you. You deserve someone who really is interested in you. And don't accept less. Because that's exactly what you get if you accept less. All right, y'all. Now, on that note, I'm going to go. I don't want to forget the affirmations. I was going to bring affirmations this month as we go through this month of no. And so, since I'm saying this about begging, you don't beg a man. Let's say these affirmations, okay? I am worthy. I am deserving of love. I am patient for the people in my life who are going to show up in genuine and true ways. All right? I think those are a few affirmations that we can say in reference to what I'm talking about. All right, so I hope everybody is doing well on their journeys. Don't forget to journal out everything as you go. And if I pissed you off right now, you can journal that too, because that actually might be something to reflect about, to do shadow work about if I pissed you off just now, because I may have, touched on something with you if I have. So you have to ask yourself, why? Why did that trigger me? And think about what it is that going on in your life or has going on in your life that reflects to that what I said and what it triggered. And then when you figure out what that is, ask yourself again, okay, so this something I did in the past that happened, and from what she said, I was begging this guy. So then you want to ask yourself, well, further, this situation that came up as I thought about why I was so upset with what she said, why did this situation come to mind? Then answer that question. When you get to that answer, you go in further with that answer and keep asking why. until you have no more whys to ask. Okay? Why did this come up when I thought about this and when I asked this question? Why did this come to mind when I asked this question? Okay, and that helps you get to the bottom of things. Something like that, right? That's the shadow work that we do. Anyway, let me go ahead. I don't want to make this too long. Hope you're doing well. And remember in the description, I put a course together to help you through this month. You also can grab the book that gives you encouragement on staying strong with this no that you are, saying to yourself when it comes to sex. All right? All right? And as always, I'm going to wish you love and gratitude.